Joining us now is the new Assistant Superintendent of Administration and Innovation and Interim Assistant Superintendent for Talent Development and Management Department for the West Bloomfield School District, Johanna Mracna. Johanna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So can you talk a little bit about your background and what brought you to the West Bloomfield School District?
Sure. I've been in education for a long time. I was a classroom teacher. I've been a principal at the high school level. I've been an assistant superintendent in another district. And what brought me here to West Bloomfield School District was just really feeling that this is a community that is continuing to grow, that is innovative, that has really a wonderful teaching and administrative staff. It's the kind of community that I think all educators look forward to working with. So that's what brought me here.
And your title is very long. I'm not going to read the whole thing again, but so what are your duties there with the school district?
So right now I'm serving in an interim role in HR in addition to my other duties. And in HR, it's typical HR role. So that's the interim component. But the other component is really working with administration and innovation. We're looking for the development and continuation of real cohesion among our elementary schools, for our pre-K through 12 leadership to have innovative practices and continue to develop programming that really allows our students to grow and to really hit the 4 C's that we're looking for in the district. To be data-driven, to have that accountability and that high-quality leadership. And we know that all of those things lead to high-quality academics. And so those are sort of some of the systems pieces that we're looking to continue to develop.
So you got off to a great start this past Monday with the opening of the new middle school, but then it had to be closed for the next 2 days because of power issues. Is that going to in any way stop the momentum for the kids who were, just kind of getting back to a normal routine following 2+ years of COVID restrictions?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't control Mother Nature, but no, we have such a strong administrative team and teaching staff at our middle school that this little bobble at the beginning of the school year, it's really not going to change the momentum and the trajectory that we have. Our new middle school is really, the design of the building is really innovative, and it's really going to provide students with a family feeling. And 2 days off of school, while unfortunate at the beginning of the year, is not going to change the long-term trajectory for the school year. So we feel confident that the building is up and running today. Students are back. Our teaching staff, our administrative staff is ready to go, and the building is ready for students. So it's a very exciting time, and it really is going to be a year of growth, of great new learning opportunities for our students in a building that's beautiful and functional and unique.
So Johanna, I know you weren't here in West Bloomfield for most of the COVID situation, but what do you think the educational system as a whole learned during COVID? Did you find that there's some new ways of learning that you had to pivot to at that time that are now optimal ways for some students to learn?
Yeah, so I think what we learned during COVID is that both teachers and students are very creative and very resilient. And they were able to really pivot in a time that was unexpected and very quick to new ways of learning and teaching and be very, very successful with those. What I think that we've learned from COVID is the importance of technology in the classroom. And I think that that's a focus for the district that continues to be part of our planning. We have access to Chromebooks for all of our students. We have great technology in our classrooms. We have technology available for our teachers. So all of those will continue to inform our teaching over the next many years. And I think that the innovation that came from teaching practices out of COVID will continue, which is exciting.
So Any kind of teaching depends upon the budget that that school district has for the schools, for the teachers. And I know when you have a specific budget, it often leaves, some schools lacking in certain aspects. But can you talk about how there's other ways that money can be brought in to help with this, how grants could be a part of contributing to some of the funding for schools?
Yeah, grant funding is really an important component. What we do know is that the foundation allowance that schools receive is the majority of the funding that we have for our schools. And we will continue to advocate that that needs to increase. We know from studies and from research what that level needs to be, and we're not there, but we're getting closer. This year we had a large foundation allowance that will help our schools. And we'll continue to advocate for that to increase year after year. But grants are really a wonderful way for us to supplement that base level of funding and allow us to do some creative and innovative things in our classroom. So we will be starting a district-wide grant team, and we'll be writing grants for a variety of different opportunities, both for students, for teachers, for our buildings, for our administration. So we think that that additional funding will provide us with some opportunities to develop new programming that will really impact students' outcomes in our district.
Well, Johanna, we want to welcome you here to West Bloomfield, and we want to thank you for joining us this morning, and best of luck on this school year, which is just beginning.
Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to be here.